Guys, L'Oreal has a new cushion foundation and it's going viral, kind of, sorta. Of course, I want to review this. I want to test this. I want to see what the fuss is all about. I want to see if this is worth the 20 bucks. And of course, if it wears well. I'm going to be conducting a wear test, a full review on this, because honestly, it looks too good to be true. Even right now, I'm wearing it on my face and it looks too good to be true. So be sure to watch this video in its entirety, because in this intro, I have not yet conducted a wear test. You need to watch to the end. With that said, let's get into this video. Subscribe if you aren't already. And now let's hit it. L'Oreal Infallible Cushion Foundation. Are you worth it? Really? Let's go. All right, so here we have the PR package, which, by the way, also resembles the Cushion Foundation Compact. In this package, that also kind of opens up like the cushion, we have 5 shades in the light and medium categories. So of course, I'm going to swatch all 5 of these for you. I'm going to find my shade and I'm going to review it and wear test it. Let's see. This is made in China. This is $19.99, so 20 bucks. There are 20 shades altogether. Here I have 5 in the light and medium categories. Again, cushion foundation. This has been going super viral. I've been seeing it all over on TikTok, but I gotta say, those are paid ads, so I don't really trust what people have to say, especially when they're trying to make it viral and show you how full coverage it is by putting a piece of tape on their face and then peeling it off. Quite frankly, I'm a little tired of seeing those videos, so I need to test this for myself. I need to see if this is really as great as what they're trying to sell it to me as, okay? All right, so let's go over all of the details. I looked at the formula. Seems like a very clean formula, nothing too crazy, very much on the clean side. It is kind of silicone heavy, so if you don't like that silicone-y feeling, you might not like this, but we shall test. Also, it's got some film formers, and I've been talking a lot about those lately because I have somewhat textured skin because of my breakouts and because of some of my acne scars and enlarged open pores. So film formers sometimes can enhance texture, especially if you have acne scars or if you have dry patches or some type of peeling skin. But again, we shall test. This is supposed to give you a filter-like skin finish. It has soft matte coverage, non-comedogenic, suitable for all skin types, which is nice. Also, it is supposed to be waterproof, transfer-proof, and sweat resistant. Of course, we shall see. Tomorrow, actually, I'm planning to conduct a wear test, a full day wear test. My sister and I, and also some friends, my family and my friends, we are going to see some World Cup games at a watch party. So I plan to be outside all day. Actually, tomorrow's supposed to be raining, but hopefully not. And I plan to wear this all day. I want to see how resistant it is. So let's go ahead and get started with the swatches. I should also mention that there is a mirror and a little cushion applicator in here. Of course, the product itself, the cushion, is protected. All right, so now let's go ahead and get started with the swatches. So what I'm going to do is the same thing that I did when I swatched all the shades of the Tier Cushion Foundation. I'm going to use a brush, dip it once so that I don't contaminate it. And I'm going to start swatching this way. So this right here is shade 130 Warm, or W130, warm but light. Next we have Neutral 140 or N140. A lot better. This one just might be my shade. We'll see. Next shade is C220 or Cool 220. This one is closer in intensity of the color, but it's the wrong undertone. Next we have Neutral 250 or N250. That one is also promising. And the final shade that we have here is 253 Warm or W253. Is it me, or are the warm shades incredibly close to each other? The 140 Warm, Neutral 250, and 253 Warm. From these swatches, I really can't tell which one I am. By the looks of it, the very last one seems to blend in the best on camera. So that's the one that I'm going to go with. Although this one is blending in as well, as is this fourth. Very tough. All right, so I'm going to remove all of these from my face using some micellar water. Oh, I can tell that these are pretty clingy, so it's probably important to double cleanse when removing this one. All right, so what I'm going to do now is attempt to actually find my shade. I am really leaning towards the last one, so I think I'm just going to go with the last one. That one seems right, although the others are not that far off. I'm thinking I'm going to test this in 2 different ways. First, I'm going to apply my Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder all over the center of my face. This is how I typically wear my foundations or skin tints or cushions, so I'm not going to skip this step. It always works for me. It works for my skin type. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. just instantly mattifies my face, smooths my texture. But because of all the rubbing, my face obviously flushes. So the way you're supposed to apply this is just like the tier cushion. If you've seen those videos, if you've seen my video, then you should already know. Basically, you pick up a little bit of product and you're supposed to tap the excess on the back of this compact. And essentially, you're supposed to tap the product on just like that. Okay, honestly, the shade match is really, really good. Very close. And indeed, this feels very filter-like. It's not enhancing texture. The product itself is very thin and feels buildable. I like it. At first impression, I am impressed. I like the fact that the sponge has a little bit of an edged or angled tip, so you can kind of go around your brows and like really clean up if you need to. The finish is exactly as they said. It's a soft matte, kind of blurring or blurred finish. Definitely reminds me of a filter. I mean, this side of the face versus this side of the face. Looks very blurred, very smoothed out, very much perfected. Shade match is really good. I even used the cushion underneath my eyes to conceal, and I think this is doing a great job doubling as a concealer. So far, so good. On this side, however, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics Complexion Perfection brush, which I really love doing with the Tier Cushion Foundation, which is kind of my favorite. I'm talking about the pink one. I don't like the original red one, but the pink one specifically is a little bit better and a little bit thinner for me. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to actually dip my brush into the cushion, just like that, and I'm going to stipple it to the other side of the face. I find that because this brush is very, very dense, it does a really great job of distributing this type of product. I'm going to do the same thing on my forehead. Also feel like this offers a little bit of a lighter hand or lighter coverage as opposed to so full coverage. This is a little bit more on the sheer medium side. And I kind of prefer that for a cushion foundation because I still want to be able to play out my freckles. And my skin right now is pretty decent. It's not terrible. It's not breaking out like it was in my last video. I think I've gotten over that. So I'm pretty happy and I don't need as much of a full coverage as I have here. Just kind of patting it out, smoothing it, blending it. And there we have it. Lighter coverage with a brush, full coverage with a sponge. What do we think? Which side do you like best? I think both have a time and a place, but I just wanted to show you these two options. All right, so we're not looking all crazy, all freckled on one side and all smooth and solid on the other side. I am gonna cover up the freckles, of course, so that we are evenly matched. Okay, good enough. I feel like they are looking similar, but this one is still like the lighter side. I'm looking for my phone so I can show you a close-up, and it's right in front of me. What the heck is wrong with me? Okay, hang on. So here we have it, this side of the face. This looks really lovely up close, actually. Really, really nice. Not too bad at all. This side, though, wow. This is very camera friendly, I have to say, because I can't say that I see such a drastic difference in person as I do in the camera. Okay, here we have the forehead. You could even see a difference in my forehead. Here with lighter coverage and here with the fuller coverage. I mean, if you want that filtered look, you got to apply it with that sponge. Wow, I'm pretty beside myself. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is powder down just a little bit. I'm thinking just a little bit of concealer under the eyes. And let's see how it wears. Quickly, NYX concealer just for a little brightening and color correcting. For my powder today, I'm going to use this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Shade 2. But before I do, I wanted to test how non-transferable this cushion actually is. I don't believe it is non-transferable if it's not set, but let's see. I mean, there's a little bit of transfer, but really, really minimal. That's kind of nice. Same thing on this side, just a minimal amount. But honestly, this is pretty impressive because the product itself is still liquid. And the fact that it sets itself is really nice for a cushion foundation. All right. Quickly gonna set the rest of my face. I just want to get rid of any stickiness, and because I'm so oily, I would do this anyway. Just a little bit here, and one more close-up. I mean, that looks amazing with the powder. That looks so good. What? Guys, no filter, I promise, no filter, but it sure looks like a filter, actually. Kind of shocked, actually. Kind of shocked. Let's cue in that good old time warping music to take us to tomorrow for the check-in during the day. And also for that wear test, it's time. Let's go. Hi, I am back. It is the very next day. I am sitting in front of the window. It is overcast, actually quite cloudy. And this is what the Infallible Cushion Foundation looks like in daylight. Here is this side of the face, forehead, this side of the face, and overall. I think overall it looks pretty good, very natural. I did apply it kind of light-handed because I am going to be outside and I don't want to look like I'm wearing more makeup than I need to. So this is kind of what I went with, and let's see how it wears. BRB. Guys, it has been a very long day. This is almost a 10.5 hour wear test. And this is what the L'Oreal Infallible Cushion Foundation looks like at the end of a very humid day with lots of pesky rain. This is the face, this is the forehead, this is the side, and here's this side. Overall, I will say that my skin looks pretty oily, and the makeup is definitely sitting on top of my skin rather than melting in with my oils and becoming a part of my skin, if you know what I'm saying. Unfortunately, today was a terrible day for makeup. The kind of day where almost no makeup can withstand such humidity and such a pesky type of an environment. I went to 2 World Cup watch parties here in my neighborhood with my sister. We had lunch, we had dinner, we were running around back and forth. It was a lot going on. And let me tell you, I blotted a lot throughout the day, at least 4 times. And still, I cannot escape the oils. I cannot withstand the humidity. This is what the skin looks like. And I have to say, not only am I not completely comfortable in my skin, it also doesn't really feel great on my face. So, I'm trying to come up with like a good conclusion for the L'Oreal Infallible Cushion Foundation. Although I like it, although it does look amazing at the very beginning, I feel like the conditions of your environment really play a massive role here. Also, if you have oily skin like I do, that will be another determinant for whether this product can withstand all the elements. In my case, unfortunately, it cannot. It just feels like a grease ball at the end of the day. I feel very sweaty. I feel so sticky. There is no way this is transfer proof. There is no way that I would feel comfortable taking photos in this or like wearing this to an event. And yeah, you know what? I did kind of take it through the ringer. This was quite a long wear test. And again, like I said, I did a lot today. Sure, not to say that the conclusion is that the product is bad, but perhaps this is a product that someone like myself with an oily, acne-prone skin type, with some acne scarring, with open pores, with some spots here and there, with some texture. This is a product that I would have to wear when my skin is either at its best or during the most ideal type of day. No humidity, dryness, perhaps sunny, no rain, no drizzling, nothing like that. So will I try it again? Yes, but with an asterisk, with a caution for sure. So this is my story. This is my review. This is the skin, the face, the wear test, and I hope you are here for it. That said, I am going to invite you to check out more of my videos over here. Click on them, and I will see you guys in the next one. Zooming on out. Peace. Deuces. Mwah. Love you. Bye.